You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, B&B fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your huge action-packed Bold and the Beautiful episode for Cliffhanger Friday, August 4th, 2023. We have got a marriage falling apart, a mom there to comfort her grieving son. We have a maniac thinking about her wicked past, and we have somebody packing bags. There is so much action. We are going to pick up where we left off with several conversations that happened on Thursday, August 3rd. So Wyatt and Finn have both figured out that Liam's real motives are getting Steffy out of her marriage. And so Wyatt confronted Liam and Finn confronted Steffy. Two separate conversations, but very, very much the same context. Finn was furious that Liam taped him, and he is certain that Liam did it to destroy his marriage, and Finn doesn't want Liam in their home anymore, and that is the point of the conversation where Steffy dropped a bombshell, and then we're going to pick up again on Friday, August 4th. We're going to dig into those spoilers right now. If you have not already, we'd love it if you click that subscribe button, and if you click the little notification bell, you'll get a notice when there's a new video. All right. Clearly, Liam is still trying not to admit the truth, but he finally caved towards the end of Thursday's episode, and we're going to see more of that. And it is, exactly what Hope said, and Sheila is basically his excuse. Granted, she's a good excuse, and then once he finds out this Kelly Spencer stuff, which he doesn't know, then that's going to double down on that excuse making. All right, so our first big, huge, ginormous spoiler for Cliffhanger Friday, Steffy Forrester is going to take Kelly Spencer and Hayes Forrester Finnegan, and she is going to leave the Malibu house. She is going to walk out on her husband. She started the introduction of that concept on Thursday's show when Finn was saying, I don't want him in our house anymore. And she said, well, that's about to be a non-issue because me and the kids are not going to be here. So we have to wonder if Finn is going to ask Steffy, are you just running off to Liam? Some people expect her to leave town immediately for her maternity leave, maybe go to Paris. Others think that she may go to stay with Eric Forrester. Liam doesn't even have a house, so she can't run to him anyway. He's crashing with Bill Spencer, remember, because he was living in Hope's little cabin, and now he's basically couch surfing at Bill Spencer's. I'm sure there's a guest room, but still. So I tend to think immediately that Steffi's going to go over to Eric's house. That way word can spread about her leaving Finn, and then she finally leaves for maternity leave. Of course, we'll find out more on Friday and Monday. So the big thing is she is going to walk out and their marriage is at an impasse. So another spoiler for Friday is about Finn and his adoptive mom, Li Finnegan. And the spoiler for her is that Li Finnegan isn't sure where her loyalties lie. Yeah, that's because she may not be Team Finn on this. She may actually be Team Steffy. So Li comes over to the Malibu house to comfort her distraught son. There's a picture of Finn crying and his mom's holding out her arms to embrace him. So clearly she's going to hug him and hear him out. But then I think she's going to be very stunned to hear that he hugged Sheila. And then his crazy biological mom followed him to the beach. And then he turned his back on a little kid on the beach, which is crazy. And then his crazy biological mother saved her. I'm really curious to see if Finn uses the phrase, my mom. He used that phrase in front of Kelly, talking about my mom, talking about Sheila saved you, but he said, my mom, that's my mom. Then when he was talking to Steffy, he's like, thank God my mom was there. She saved her. And he said, my mom mom a couple of times, and you could just see Steffy flinching when he said it. So when he's explaining this whole deal to Li Finnegan, because of course he's got to talk about the Sheila thing and that's, why Steffy has walked out on him, I just wonder if he calls Sheila my mom in front of the woman who sees herself as his mom, and rightly so. If he does that, then I definitely think Li might really be torn and might tell him, get your crap together, never see that woman again, get your family back, cut Sheila out of your life. That's definitely where she is going to be. Meanwhile, on the seedier side of town, Sheila is going to be thinking about the past and how it led her here to her present. So on Thursday, Deacon was telling Sheila, you got to go. And then she called him daddy again, dropped her robe. She's in this lingerie, and that lit up his face. But he also made it clear she can't stay with him, and no one can find out that he's been seeing her since her release. So I definitely wonder if, as she's thinking about this, if we're going to get a whole bunch of flashbacks of her long history on Bold and the Beautiful, or just her more recent history, because they are doing a fair amount of flashbacks, which we talked about we expected to see during the writer's strike. So with this Sheila thing, there's no telling. Hopefully it'll be just a few, but it could be a lot more. So right now, going into the weekend, we are going to have Steffy and Finn breaking apart, separating. Now, I don't think anyone's going to say divorce. I don't think they're going to do it at the light speed that Hope and Liam did. But Steffy is walking away from Finn. I don't think she's walking to Liam, but I think Liam is going to be following close behind. And even fans that enjoy the Steffy and Liam pairing, I don't see a lot of people loving Liam right now. He has been having these tantrums that are bordering on hysterical. He's being whiny and clingy and just a whole bunch of stuff. Even if he has right on his side, which to some extent he does. To the extent that Sheila is a monster and shouldn't be around their kids, he's right. The stuff about lying to Hope and denying that he's attracted to Steffy, the fact that he's still hiding, that they're still hiding that they kissed each other, there's just a lot of really sketchy stuff going on with him, and he is not very popular with fans right now. All right, we have a huge spoiler on this situation for next week. I'm going to share it with you in just 1 second. If you enjoyed this video, we'd love it if you click us a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We appreciate that so much, and we appreciate our listeners. Please leave your comments below. All right, so going into next week, there's this big Liam and Finn showdown, and a lot of people are hoping that one person's butt gets kicked royally. We are going to do a special video on this later because we're pretty excited about it. Tune in then.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.